Hello and welcome back to VR Obsession. And if you're wondering what my daughters are doing right now, they are playing a game called Laser Dance. To the casual observer, it looks like walking around the room. To someone who's in the know and to their world, this is what it looks like. Basically, they have turned our house into a laser maze and are trying to make their way through. And you probably recognize a scene from this little movie right here. Yeah, that's basically what they're doing. So I'm sure you've seen these things in the arcade before, but now you can play it at home. Let me give you a little bit of an example of exactly how to do it. Thank you, girls. All right, the first time that you open the game, it's going to try to recognize the room that you're in. And if you've already mapped out the room before in some other game or application, it will recognize that and pick it up. If it doesn't recognize it, then it'll ask you to map out the room. You just walk around the room and look around, and it lays out polygons and textures, and then figures out where all the furniture and things and doors and windows are. It's actually a mind-blowingly cool experience the first time that you do it. I've already set this room up before, and it recognized it. The next thing it's going to ask you to do is place your buttons. You're going to place two buttons, one on one side of the room, one on the other, and you're just going to basically walk back and forth through the laser maze, touching the buttons each time to go to the next phase. So let's press place buttons, and we'll place our first set. Now this game is a single player only game, but I put these things on the wall to tell you where to put buttons. So if two people wanted to have a very similar experience while playing at the same time, like my daughters, then they could just place their buttons in the same spot and go at the same times. And they like to do that. Hold on my trigger buttons and place the first one. And now on the floor too, you can see it's actually showing us the distance in between our buttons. All right, we have our two buttons placed. Now we can start a campaign. This game is in early access mode still. It's only been out for a couple of months, and they promise to keep adding features, but I think it's very cool already as is. So you basically have three different types of lasers. Red, which are static lasers, they don't move. Yellow, which actually move. And blue, which disappear and reappear in different places. So let's go ahead and look at one of the first levels. Let's maybe look at level 5 under red. We click start level, and this is the maze that we need to go through. And it's actually really cool. The first time you play it, your jaw will drop. And if your head gets close to the lasers, I'm going to put mine close, you can actually hear in 3D space that you're getting close to the lasers. If they're on the left side, they're left. If they're above you, they sound like they're above you. It's very cool. Press the button. Even the box looks 3D on the wall. It looks really neat. So then the maze changes when you press the button, and you can go through. They start off easy, and they increase in difficulty as you go. Oh. Now, I accidentally touched one of the lasers. If you do touch, it gives you this 3D object, shows you exactly where you touched and what part of your body touched. Now, this only tracks the upper part of your body. So if your leg touches one, it's not going to register that. But you'll find that when you're playing this, your mind will kind of think it is going to register, and you end up moving your legs and feet and not trying to touch anyway. So we have to walk back to where we started from. There's our little body showing where we touched. And we click continue and start that one over again. I touched again? Are you kidding? All right, I'm trying to go through this kind of quickly. Let's do this. Let me hit quit. And let me show you what they look like when they're actually moving. Yellow dynamic lasers. As you can see, it increases in difficulty. And with each of these levels, there are levels within them. And they get harder and harder as you go. Let me show you a red that's maybe a little more difficult. This is one that you have to step over. And, you know, you might think that you'll look as cool as Catherine Zeta-Jones, but I doubt you will. Let's go back. Let's look at the blue levels. And these are lasers that disappear, reappear, and sometimes can even combine with other lasers. As you can see, the blue disappear and reappear, so you have to stop and watch and wait at certain points in order to get through them. So I think you get the idea of the game, and it's really cool. We love to play this game. This might actually be the first mixed reality game that I fell in love with, and it's so fun to play with my daughters and to watch them. I would caution if you do play multiple players at the same time, and you map out the buttons so they have a similar experience. Try to get them to, especially if it's kids, try to get them to stay together, like once they reach the other side, to wait for the other one before they press on. Or what ends up happening is later levels that have moving lasers, they try to time perfectly and run through them, and they run into each other and knock each other all over the place. So that's just something that I would do. There's really not much else to the game at this point. They do have a Discord. You can go on and see what kind of things that they're working on, they're promising. I would like to see some things like maybe if you could put on your own custom music, that would be cool. Or maybe like a developer portion of it to where you can lay out your own laser mazes for other people to compete, like people locally with you, or submit them online to the community and they could do them. I think that would be really great, but I actually have to go look at the Discord more myself and see what kind of things they're working on, but I'm sure they have some good things coming. And like I said, it's still in early access, and they're promising more to come. So I hope you enjoy the game. I hope it's a good intro, and like I said, we love it. We play it all the time. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Take care and happy VR.